Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Your morning blitz begins now.
Have a great Friday, you mother...
Yeah, let's go on a Friday. Ooh, that good final sip of coffee before the show starts always hits right. Thankfully, we have a very busy show today because I'm extremely tired. Nora showed up last night. We got a bonus night together because usually she doesn't. If she comes down for the weekend, she doesn't show up till Friday. But she showed up last night. Got here about 9:30.
Oh wow!
And let me tell you, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night.
She was all over you.
No. Usually we sleep in a king bed at our house, and there's a full bed in the bed I'm in now.
Oh, no.
So it was just very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I just didn't sleep very well at all with an extra person in that bed. So I'm very tired this morning. Yeah, no, there was definitely a lot. No, don't touch me. I have to work here in like 5 hours. Leave me alone.
Away from me. It's so hot.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. Get your leg off of me. How are you, Kelly?
I'm fine.
Are you?
I'm fine.
Are you, though?
You guys, okay, so my mom had her carpets cleaned yesterday, so I moved some furniture around, and my left knee, really swelled up, and I can hardly bend it now. What is that?
Aw.
It's like I was limping around yesterday. This morning, I can't even get to a 45-degree angle with my knee. What did I do?
Lived?
It's all swollen. It's like twice the size of my right knee.
Oh no!
I know.
Yeah, you don't.
I'm just Googling around trying to find out what happened, and I'm icing it and trying to elevate it and all that. But I don't know, man. So that's what's going on with me.
It's just life. After you shouldn't be moving furniture after the age of 40.
Yeah.
It's just we've gone back and forth so many times, getting ready for the official move when Nora and the boys come down, and it's like no, the last thing I want to do is spend money on movers because they're expensive.
Yeah.
But I am not lifting all that furniture.
Oh, and then,
no way.
So I can't hardly walk yesterday, and so I had bought a bag of fun-sized Butterfingers, and rather than just going to get one out of the freezer every now and again, I just put the bag next to me because I couldn't walk back and forth, and I ended up eating 8 of them. 8 fun-sized Butterfingers.
So that's only 2 normal-sized Butterfingers. Butt fingers? Don't eat 8 butt fingers. I do not recommend eating 8 butt fingers.
That is not what happened.
Yeah, Carrie says you got bursitis.
Oh, yeah?
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bursitis of the knee. Okay.
Bursitis. Carrie, what do I do about it? I don't have to get it operated on, do I?
So I had one last fall where, and I don't even know what I did. It just started happening. But I got really scared because every time I would bend my knee, on the sides, it felt like you were stretching a rubber band.
That's what it feels like.
And I was so scared it was just going to, snap. And I was going to blow out some 3-letter abbreviation in my knee.
Right.
And I didn't know what to do. And so I got an immobilizer, and I went to the doctor, and they're like, yeah, just anti-inflammatory and just rest.
What do you mean an immobile? Oh, like a brace?
Yeah, like a brace.
Oh.
So I couldn't bend my leg for a few days.
All right.
And then it just went away.
Okay.
So if that's bursitis, that's bursitis.
Oh, I hope that's what it is. Anyway, I'll keep you updated.
Okay, great.
Also, I'm still sick from the Butterfingers, but anyway, go on. I woke up this morning, I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so gross.
8 Butterfingers will lead to butter butt, so be careful there.
Well, I'll keep you updated on that as well.
Great, thank you. Thick, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
Not too bad.
I'm looking forward to this 80-degree day, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, although windy later this afternoon.
I'm going to fight it on the lake.
Oh, are you really?
It must be nice to have 2 working knees.
It is very nice.
Oh, good for you.
Let's get the day started with our Blitz Morning Trivia. Think what you got.
All right, we have a new Star Wars movie coming. It's called Star Wars Starfighter.
Okay.
And we found out the big name star that will be in that movie yesterday. Who is it?
Oh.
It will be the big star in the new Star Wars Starfighter. If you're the first
Is
one
this someone people will know?
Oh, yes, absolutely. It's a huge name.
Okay.
First one to text in the correct answer at 99700, you will get $25 to go spend at Waterbeds and Stuff and Beds and Stuff Superstores.
Hey, if you're a fan of Bush, get excited. They just released a new single yesterday called 60 Ways to Forget People. It's going to be off their new album, I Beat Loneliness, which drops July 18th. Bush still doing their thing. So
Nice.
Yeah, you pulled a little clip there. You can. Although we didn't scan this song, so I hope they don't swear. But 60 Ways to Forget People. I like it.
Yeah.
New album coming July 18th. You go, Bush. Go ahead, Gavin. Do your thing. All right, let's get to the answer to Blitz Morning Trivia. Thick, what you got for us?
All right, there's a new Star Wars movie coming called Star Wars Starfighter. Who will be the main star of the movie? And that would be Ryan Gosling.
Really? Ryan Gosling is joining the Star Wars universe.
He is,
Okay.
along with director Sean Levy, who did Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay, yeah.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
So
Yep.
that makes sense. It is a standalone film, completely disconnected from the Luke Skywalker saga. You know, they've had
Like all the things they're doing nowadays. Yeah.
like most of them now. But Gosling assured the fans that the script is so good and comes with great original characters, and that will hit theaters in May of 2027. So we have 2 years before this even drops.
Oh, so they found their star.
Yeah.
They're updating the script, and they haven't even started production yet. So.
Right.
All right, we got some time to
I
win.
love Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
I love him. He's so entertaining.
Have you seen Fall Guy?
No.
Oh, is that the movie?
Yeah,
but-
movie based
yeah.
on the 70s TV show
Okay.
where he plays a stuntman.
Is he great in it?
He's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really fun like action comedy. They do a great job. And what am I talking? The after credits, and then there's kind of some behind the scenes stuff. Because the movie is all about paying homage to stunt guys.
Okay.
And, so many things we see in movies nowadays, it's the stunt guys doing the work and not the actual actors and actresses, unless, of course, you're Tom Cruise, who does all your own stunts. But it's really cool. I would highly recommend checking it out.
All right,
Yeah.
I will. That's great.
Dylan Ricketts from Pickerington was the first one to text in the correct answer. He's got $25 to Waterbeds and Stuff. I remember the first time I saw Gosling was Remember the Titans.
Yeah, absolutely.
He had
Yeah.
a great part in that movie.
Yep, for sure. So we're very lucky here. Part of our job is basically just being ourselves. That's just what it is. So, Kelly, you come in and you just are who you are.
Yeah.
You've got your stories and you've got your opinions, and that's what this show is kind of all about. Just us having fun and talking about and sharing our opinions on things, and whether you agree or disagree. But you just get to be you. There are so many people that don't, because a new survey of 1,800 women found out that 82% of people change the way they speak while at work. The whole code change sort of thing.
Okay.
The work voice. Less sarcasm, fewer swear words, obviously. And it is most heavily in the hospitality and tourism industry. 94% of people said,
That makes sense.
got to switch up how we talk.
Yeah.
Food service, 93%. Retail, 88%. And they did find out, however, women who work in the construction are most likely to speak like they normally do at 70%, obviously.
Okay.
I mean, I see it all the time with Nora, who works in a doctor's office, and sometimes she'll work from home, and she'll have to get in contact with patients and make phone calls and things like that. You could totally hear, yes, okay, yeah, Yeah. And how she doesn't snap on some people. I remember one time, my favorite story was she had to call someone about some test results. And the test results came back pretty poorly. And she called them, and she's like, doctor recommends that you go to the emergency room right now. Like, your kidneys are not properly working. You need to go. The guy's like, blah, 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 talking back to her. And she's like, sir, we've got the numbers right here. This is what it's saying. His response was, okay, well, I'm going to go get a second opinion because I think that's debatable. Your test results are debatable. Really? That's what you're telling me. Your test results are debatable. So, if you're one of the many that have to code switch.
Yeah, my wife works from home, and I'll hear her on a conference, video conference call, and I'm like, she's being really nice and accommodating to somebody, and I'm like, oh man, I know she hates that person.
Right.
I know she does not.
She doesn't talk to me like that.
Right.
If we have a disagreement, she's not using that same tone of voice. 99.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
I never had a full-blown go-away beach 5 days of craziness spring break experience back in high school or college. I know a lot of people look forward to it.
Yeah.
But one very popular city, has put the kibosh on it. They're done. They say no more. Now, I don't know how you actually do you set up a perimeter? And when college kids start showing up, you say, nope, turn around. We're not doing it this year. How do you stop people from coming? But Panama City Beach, down in Florida, has said, we are done.
That has to get old. First of all, if you own an Airbnb, a hotel, anything, and it's getting trashed by drunk teens, you have to get so tired of that.
And you know what? It's not even that. It's the police. They have come out. The police chief has come out and says, every year we try to manage it, and every year it brings more challenges. Law enforcement officers should not be expected to shoulder the burden of an event that no longer aligns with the values or vision of this community. They're saying more than 2,000 plus hours of police work goes into just spring break alone. And they have said, we are completely over it. We support our police. The city council has come out. We're just done. Now, especially with all of the problems that are the fights, all the disorderly conduct, they just can't do it anymore. So again, what that means and how they're going to stop people from coming, I'm really not sure. But I would say 2026, don't make plans to go to Panama City Beach, Florida, if that was in your spring break plans.
I bet you anything that they're all from, the Midwest, because that's the closest stop to get to Florida Beach.
Right.
Like Panama City Beach. That's it.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18 plus.
The Panhandle.
If you're driving.
Yep.
Yeah, if you have the fortune to be able to fly, it's a different story. But when you're driving, you're like, we're going to Panama City Beach.
And they said that this past year they had so many issues, and it has escalated too, because now you've got, instead of maybe a beach fight between two drunk frat guys, now you've got shootings and stabbings and much more serious crimes, things that have just escalated over the years, and they got
to ruin it for everybody.
How about all the Girls Gone Wild stuff that used to happen back in the day, and the MTV Spring Break and all that?
Watch that all the time.
It was sanctioned debauchery.
Absolutely. Yep.
Past 2 years, Miami ran PSA saying, "Do not come here.
Yeah.
Stay away." They put curfews, everything. I mean, they were going to make sure you did not have fun.
Right. And I wonder if that's what's going to happen with Panama City Beach now, where, during those couple of weeks or whatever, the bars and nightclubs shut down at, 8 or 9 p.m. or whatever. I don't know what steps you take, but
I'm wondering, are they not thrilled with the idea of keeping people away? Because I'm sure that's a big chunk of their income every year. The bars and restaurants. And
I would agree, but also is it is it worth it?
Oh,
I don't know. I don't own a bar. Obviously, if you're in the bar business, I'm sure there are some bars over on campus during some Saturday nights during football season that get out of control, and that's kind of what you sign up for, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, city leaders are not happy with it. Let's move over to OnlyFans, where a young woman by the name of Kinky Kelly.
Sorry. That's her name?
Yep, Kinky Kelly. She has a series of OnlyFans videos, and in her latest, she is now being arrested because she caused more than $1,500 worth of damage in a hotel room. Kelly Tedford is her name. She's 24, goes by Kinky Kelly. She was in Kinney, Indiana, at a Marriott, where she took video of herself peeing inside the hotel room's air conditioning unit.
Oh, why?
On the comforter, on the curtains, and then decided to give the toilet an upper decker.
Oh my gosh.
Why?
Why does it seem to me like this person doesn't shower much? She seems like a generally dirty, filthy human being.
Here's the thing. She's pretty darn cute. She is an attractive female.
What's her name? Kinky Kelly. Is that her government name?
No,
Kinky Kelly?
Kelly Tedford.
Kelly Tedford
Is her name. Here's the problem. She's done this before. She's the one who went into a retail store in New Hampshire and took a bunch of clothes into the fitting room and peed all over those clothes before returning them to the rack.
So this is just her content.
Right.
She's not that cute, Goose.
That's what the picture I have.
She looks road freaking hard, dude. Look at that picture.
Oh, that is not the same picture as this one I'm looking at here. That's a totally different picture.
Yeah, she is cute there.
Right. So she is now facing multiple charges. If you're into that kind of stuff, she charges $15 a month on her OnlyFans page. But
that is so weird.
So I don't know. I don't get it.
Like, who's paying for that content?
See, that's my question. That is my question. Obviously, this is weird. I would never be comfortable enough to do this stuff. Who's paying for it? Those people are weirder.
Somebody's paying for it, though, or she wouldn't be doing it
Lots
multiple
of people
times.
are paying for it. Yeah.
This is filth at its finest.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is a disgrace and a shame.
100%. I agree. Stop it, Kinky Kelly. Find a new kink, okay? That's just weird. That's your not so breaking news, 99.7 The Blitz. Hey, how about some food news this morning? Found a couple interesting articles revolving around food. Here's a question for you. They did a little research. Article was written. Most overpriced menu items. You go to a restaurant. What do you think some of the most overpriced menu items are? Basically what they did was they compared what it would cost to make something at home versus what you pay for it at a restaurant.
Anything at Panera.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But it's not a place. It's actual food items.
Like guacamole.
Like guacamole.
Okay, gotcha.
Not on the list, but yes, I can see that. Chips and salsa did make the list, though, saying used to be free at every single Mexican restaurant. Now you're seeing a lot of places start to charge for it.
Are they really?
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Charging for the chips and salsa.
I only go where it's free.
Can you think of anything else that might be way
steak?
overpriced?
Yeah, fillets, for sure.
Yes, but in comparison to, and that depends where you go, because you go to Hyde Park or something, you're obviously, way overpaying for what you can buy at Kroger, for sure. But not on the list. I will tell you, what you got?
I was just saying, I say fillets because they're never as good. The price is bad enough, but then when it's not that good, or they don't cook it right,
yeah, for sure.
That's just, and you're charging me that much?
I will say, I do, if I get like an extra $1,000, I want a restaurant grade broiler where they get that.
Oh, yeah.
I want one, but they're expensive.
Oh, I can imagine.
To cook the steak at like 800 degrees and it gets that char. Yeah,
sounds like somebody needs to hit the casino a little more often.
Oh, we're going today.
Nice.
That's on tonight's menu for sure.
Okay.
Wedge salads.
Are
on the list.
And I like a wedge salad.
Iceberg lettuce, about 96% water. New York's Delmonico restaurant right now, a wedge salad costs $28.
Oh, get the hell out of here.
$28 for a quarter of a head of lettuce.
Yeah, I don't need an entire unbroken up, unshredded, or whatever. I like a chopped salad.
Me too. I don't like
make
wedge.
me work for my salad.
Well, here's the other thing, too. Wedge is usually with blue cheese crumbles.
Yeah, it's the best dressing ever.
Yeah. Other things you're overpaying for, baked potatoes.
Oh, really?
So overpriced in stores. When you get a russet potato for $1,
yes,
a tub of sour cream and some bacon, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Pancakes are way up on the list.
Really?
In your own kitchen, you can make pancakes for pennies on the dollar. A lot of these breakfast restaurants now charging $15 for
I get it.
a plate of pancakes.
I'm just not that good.
Right.
I don't care.
I prefer. There's only really one place I love pancakes, and that is at the Original Pancake House. They've got really good pancakes. But other than that, I prefer my pancakes.
Yeah. I like Bob Evans pancakes.
Gee, I'm not a fan.
No?
Not a fan. Nope.
But, dude, Waffle House, Blueberry Waffle, tops all of it. All those places in their pancakes.
I can see, yeah, that's a good waffle.
Cheap as hell.
Yeah, that is true. Here's another story I found, which, again, kind of agree with. What food can you think of that can be so amazing, but also so terrible? It's got to be made right, and you could be in the mood for it, and it can be so wonderful and so terrible. Someone put peaches. They can be deliciously wonderful. But at the same time, if you get a mushy old peach, you bite into it and it's too
mealy,
soft.
Yeah, any type of mealy fruit is a real disappointment.
It can be so terrible.
Yeah.
Here's another one, and I know we say this all the time. Coffee is a huge one. Coffee can be the most delicious, amazing thing ever if you get the right cup, the right bean, and then you go to some places, and it is just utterly disgusting.
Yeah.
And you're like, I never want this again. I agree with this one. Salmon.
Yes,
Salmon can
for
be
sure.
so amazing, but just a split second, and it can be so terrible, which someone also said about eggs. Eggs has about a 5-second window between perfect and dry as hell. You make yourself some scrambled eggs. I totally agree with this. Tomatoes. I like a firm tomato. Real quick, tomatoes can get too ripe and too mushy, and then it's just game over, and it's tart, and it's just awful.
But I don't want it hard.
I'm borderline like hard on the tomato.
I mean, I don't want it unripe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I only like thin slices of
Same
tomato.
here.
I'm not eating like a what is it, fried green tomato or that huge thick chunk, or the people who have like the, what is that, almost like the orange slice, that wedge of tomato, and just stab it with a fork and take a bite out of it. Something's wrong with you. Something is mentally wrong with you if you're just taking a bite out of it. Or you put some salt on it and eat it like an apple. I don't know people that do that. No.
Yeah, I do too.
Not happening.
Let me run this one by you. There is a fine line to make a perfect milkshake. It can be either way too thick or way too thin.
Okay.
You've got the milkshake can be destroyed by too much or too little milk.
Yeah, I don't want the vein coming out of my neck when I'm trying to drink a milkshake.
Well, I like it.
But I also don't want like a cup of milk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I can see that. Other things on the list: mac and cheese.
Oh,
can be
sure.
so good,
Oh,
or
yeah.
you can absolutely ruin mac and cheese.
Oh, it's along those lines. Jessica texted in spaghetti, and she's right. You can overcook spaghetti, and it's disgusting.
I'll tell you what, spaghetti, like almost all noodle dishes, and I think we've said this before, I will make and put in the fridge because it is always better the second day.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Reheated spaghetti
Really?
is always better.
You mean with
than
the sauce?
spaghetti. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Oh,
I agree.
okay.
The sauce is better the next day.
Anytime I make a pasta dish with some sort of sauce, I let it sit. Reheat it the next day.
Was it the sauce or the noodle that's better?
Usually the sauce.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, noodles you can throw and reheat, but it's usually the sauce. A little chance to marinate and stuff.
I agree.
And then finally on the list, I agree with this, nachos can be absolutely amazing, but can be a disastrous mess as well. Because you got to layer it properly. Sometimes you get all the toppings on the top, and by the time you have like 7 chips, then there's nothing but chips left.
Yes.
Because there's no toppings
You
left.
can tell when someone has not created your nacho dish with care.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to layer it nicely. You got to make sure you get all the toppings on all the layers.
Yeah, you can throw wings on that list, too.
Wings can absolutely be ruined, for sure. It's 997 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
A Franklin County Sheriff's Sergeant has been arrested after running a red light and leading police on a high-speed chase in Pataskala on Wednesday. According to the criminal complaint, a Pataskala police officer was on patrol when he saw a pickup traveling on Mink Street at a high rate of speed and then run a red light. So the officer activates his lights, his siren, tries to pull over the pickup, but the driver did not stop. In fact, led this other officer on a chase at speeds well over 100 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. The driver of the pickup eventually crashed, got out of the vehicle with his hands up. He's identified as 32-year-old Robert Lampkin, a sergeant with the Franklin County Sheriff's Department. He was arrested, charged, out on bond. He's been placed on leave and demoted to deputy during the investigation. Well,
Wait, he's been demoted?
Demoted, but this is just until the investigation takes place. Then they'll decide how they want to... Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Now they want to move forward on this bad boy. I guess you can't fire someone for something that they haven't fully investigated yet.
Okay.
You can't pre-fire someone.
Sure.
What do you think this is? What's that? Minority Report? What do you think this is? Minority Report? Boy, that would have been better if I could have thought of it right away. The son,
what you have to do now is explain what Minority Report is, because it's always great when you have to explain a joke.
Yeah. When you arrest people before they commit a crime. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about this Florida State situation. Really wild story, and we're getting more and more information about it. But the son of a sheriff's deputy is accused of shooting and killing 2 people and wounding 5 more at Florida State University. The FSU police chief says the gunman is a current student at the school, but the 2 who were killed are not students. The suspect is 20 years old. His name is Phoenix Eichner. He was shot during the incident. He's in custody. Leon County Sheriff Walter McNeil says the shooter used one of his stepmother's guns. His stepmother is the sheriff's deputy. Used one of her guns in the attack. It happened near a crowded student union during lunchtime on the Tallahassee campus. 6 people, including the gunman, are currently being treated at the hospital. Well, Drake is amending his lawsuit against Universal Music Group to add Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance of Not Like Us to the lawsuit. I sort of feel like Drake might have a case here.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I know he's upset at Universal Music Group because he's basically like, look, you are promoting this artist in this song that calls me a pedophile. I'm not a pedophile. So you're ruining my reputation and impacting my earnings here by allowing this and supporting it and paying for it. Now, even though during Kendrick Lamar's performance of Not Like Us at the Super Bowl, he did take out the word pedophile from the song. But Drake is like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, you took it out because you know it's unsubstantiated, because you know you could get in trouble for it. What it did was expose your music to millions of people who had never heard that song before, and then they went on Spotify and listened to it with the full lyrics. And it's ruining my life. So
why?
I mean, I guess if somebody called
this guy obviously has not ever listened to like late 80s, early 90s hip hop. Battle rap was a thing. You said stuff about people all the time.
Yeah.
It's a song. You know you're not a pedophile. The people in your life, you know you're not a pedophile. There's no proof that you're a pedophile. So what? It's a lyric battle. Who cares?
Yeah. Certified lover boy, certified pedophile. What?
I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of don't, but I'm not in the rap battle world, so I don't know these things. But I wouldn't like it if somebody called me that in a song and then it got really popular.
He's calling me a name.
That's not just a name. You're calling somebody a pedophile? That's hardcore.
I'm upset. I'm not saying it's not, but get over yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about these people. I'm just telling you the news, but I don't know. I'm kind of with Drake on this one. I don't know. What is that? Okay.
Well, we stand divided.
We stand divided. All right. Those are your three things.
All right. I love this story. And if you're a business owner, and maybe this happens more than I know, but I think this is great, both for people that need it and for new employees and hands-on experience, because there's a group of 40 house painters who helped out a woman near Vancouver who's actually fighting cancer. They showed up at her house last Friday and repainted her entire house for free. Now, here's the thing. This is a charity program that trains new workers and helps people out at the same time. So you're basically getting hands-on experience in a job you're applying for. You get to actually do the work, but you're also helping people out.
I love it.
I think that's amazing.
It's like beauty school.
You're right. Yeah, you get to go into some of these beauty schools for the fifth year students or whatever, and you get a really cheap haircut, but they get to practice.
Right.
We were talking about doing this with the 16-year-old. Nora heard an idea. I'm not sure if she heard it on like TikTok or online or something, but if you have a new driver in your house, you know, you have to, at least in Michigan, I don't know how it is here, but you have to accumulate so many hours behind the wheel before you can officially get your license.
Yeah.
What you do is you sign up for Uber Eats, and you just sit in the passenger seat while they drive, and you deliver the food to the door.
Oh, okay.
And then you're getting money. You put it aside for them if they want to save up for a car.
Such a good idea.
And they're getting their hours driving. So they're getting their hours driving while making money. You're with them.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I love
it. I kind of like on-the-job training, if you will. And again, I'm sure there are some businesses that do this, but do it in a charitable kind of way where you're helping out people with cancer or people that need it, that can't, get out and I don't know, mow their own lawns or whatever house repairs they may need. Low-income families or people that can't afford some big type, repairs at their house or on their cars. That's absolutely genius.
Yep.
So if you're a business owner, just put it out there. Maybe something you want to consider doing. Helping out the community and training your new employees at the same time. It's got to be a tax write-off, I would have to assume.
Yeah.
If you're kind of donating your time and things like that. So, something to look into. Just put it out there. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, three things you need to know before you go.
A Franklin County Sheriff's Sergeant has been arrested after running a red light and leading police on a high-speed chase in Pataskala on Wednesday. According to the criminal complaint, a Pataskala police officer was on patrol when he saw a pickup traveling on Mink Street at a high rate of speed and then run a red light. So the officer activates his lights, his siren, tries to pull over the pickup, but the driver did not stop. In fact, led this other officer on a chase at speeds well over 100 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. The driver of the pickup eventually crashed, got out of the vehicle with his hands up. He's identified as 32-year-old Robert Lampkin, sergeant with the Franklin County Sheriff's Department. He was arrested, charged, out on bond. He's been placed on leave and demoted to deputy during the investigation. Well,
Wait, he's been demoted?
Demoted, but this is just until the investigation takes place. Then they'll decide how they want to, they want to move forward on this bad boy. I guess you can't fire someone for something that they haven't fully investigated yet.
Okay.
You can't pre-fire someone.
Sure.
What do you think this is? What's that? Minority Report? What do you think this is? Minority Report? Boy, that would have been better if I could have thought of it right away.
What you have to do now is explain what Minority Report is, because it's always great when you have to explain a joke.
Yeah. When you arrest people before they commit a crime. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about this Florida state situation. Really wild story, and we're getting more and more information about it. But the son of a sheriff's deputy is accused of shooting and killing 2 people and wounding 5 more at Florida State University. The FSU police chief says the gunman is a current student at the school, but the 2 who were killed are not students. The suspect is 20 years old. His name is Phoenix Eichner. He was shot during the incident. He's in custody. Leon County Sheriff Walter McNeil says the shooter used one of his stepmother's guns. His stepmother is the sheriff's deputy. Used one of her guns in the attack. It happened near a crowded student union during lunchtime on the Tallahassee campus. 6 people, including the gunman, are currently being treated at the hospital. Well, Drake is amending his lawsuit against Universal Music Group to add Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance of Not Like Us to the lawsuit. I sort of feel like Drake might have a case here.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I know he's upset at Universal Music Group because he's basically like, look, you are promoting this artist in this song that calls me a pedophile. I'm not a pedophile. So you're ruining my reputation and impacting my earnings here by allowing this and supporting it and paying for it. Now, even though during Kendrick Lamar's performance of Not Like Us at the Super Bowl, he did take out the word pedophile from the song. But Drake is like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, you took it out because you know it's unsubstantiated, because you know you could get in trouble for it. What it did was expose your music to millions of people who had never heard that song before, and then they went on Spotify and listened to it with the full lyrics. And it's ruining my life. So
why?
I mean, I guess if somebody called
this guy
pedophile,
obviously has not ever listened to like late 80s, early 90s hip hop. Battle rap was a thing. You said stuff about people all the time.
Yeah.
It's a song. You know you're not a pedophile. The people in your life, you know you're not a pedophile. There's no proof that you're a pedophile. So what? It's a lyric battle. Who cares?
Yeah. Certified lover boy, certified pedophile. What?
I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of don't, but I'm not in the rap battle world, so I don't know these things. But I wouldn't like it if somebody called me that in a song and then it got really popular.
He's calling me a name.
That's not just a name. You're calling somebody a pedophile? That's hardcore.
I'm upset. I'm not saying it's not, but get over yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about these people. I'm just telling you the news, but I don't know. I'm kind of with Drake on this one. I don't know. What is that? Okay.
Well, we stand divided.
We stand divided. All right, those are your three things.
All right, I love this story. And if you're a business owner, and maybe this happens more than I know, but I think this is great, both for people that need it and for new employees and hands-on experience, because there's a group of 40 house painters who helped out a woman near Vancouver who's actually fighting cancer. They showed up at her house last Friday and repainted her entire house for free. Now, here's the thing. This is a charity program that trains new workers and helps people out at the same time. So you're basically getting hands-on experience in a job you're applying for. You get to actually do the work, but you're also helping people out.
I love it.
I think that's amazing.
It's like beauty school.
You're right. Yeah, you get to go into some of these beauty schools for the fifth year students or whatever,
yeah.
And you get a really cheap haircut, but they get to practice.
Right.
We were talking about doing this with the 16-year-old. Nora heard an idea. I'm not sure if you heard it on like TikTok or online or something, but if you have a new driver in your house, you know, you have to, at least in Michigan, I don't know how it is here, but you have to accumulate so many hours behind the wheel before you can officially get your license.
Yeah.
What you do is you sign up for Uber Eats, and you just sit in the passenger seat while they drive, and you deliver the food to the door.
Oh, okay.
And then you're getting money. You put it.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Decide for them if they want to save up for a car.
Such a good idea.
And they're getting their hours driving. So they're getting their hours driving while making money. You're with them.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I love
it. I kind of like on-the-job training, if you will. And again, I'm sure there are some businesses that do this, but do it in a charitable kind of way where you're helping out people with cancer or people that need it, that can't, get out and I don't know, mow their own lawns or whatever house repairs they may need. Low-income families or people that can't afford some big type, repairs at their house or on their cars. Well, it's absolutely genius.
Yep.
So if you're a business owner, just putting it out there, maybe something you want to consider doing, helping out the community and training your new employees at the same time. It's got to be a tax write-off, I would have to assume.
Yeah.
If you're kind of donating your time and things like that. So, something to look into. Just put it out there. It's 99.7 The Blitz. Science! Yeah, let's get into some science stuff on a Friday morning. I don't know if this is scary or exciting or what. The 80s movie fan in me says this is really exciting. The adult humanoid version of me thinks this is really scary. But Thailand has just debuted the first real-life Robocop. Yes, This is a thing.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Your move, creep.
The humanoid robot is, it stands there like a human. Head, arms, legs, body, the whole thing. Equipped with 360-degree cameras, facial recognition technology, and weapon detecting technology.
Come quietly or there will be trouble.
They put the thing in a uniform, in a police uniform. He doesn't have a gun yet, but they lined him up. He is in the police lineup. He is standing there.
He can probably lift you up by your neck.
Probably. He's about a foot taller, although Taiwanese people are kind of small anyways. But, so maybe he's just regular height compared to the other police officers there. So maybe he's not that big.
He's a normal human.
He's a normal 6 feet. But yeah, this thing is ready to go. And they're doing full-on tests with this Robocop.
Wow.
And I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't like it.
I think
anything could go sideways.
Yeah.
Right.
Great till it malfunctions.
I mean, can you defeat it with a bucket of water?
Oh, like the Wicked Witch.
Yeah, it just short circuits.
I'm melting.
What's going to happen there? We'll see how far this comes. And we have now come closer than we ever have before to finding out whether or not we are alone in this universe. If you didn't hear the story yesterday, the James Webb Telescope found what they're calling the most promising signs of life on another planet. The planet is called K2-18b. It is 124 light years away, and they think it has liquid water. In fact, they think that most of the planet is just made of liquid water. And here's the thing. They believe that there could be life on this planet because they detected 2 sulfur-based compounds, which are only detected one other place, and that is in life forms. These 2 sulfur-based compounds are not found anywhere else except in life forms. Dimethyl sulfide and dimethyl disulfide. And they're not just finding, like, tiny little trace amounts of this stuff. They found a lot of it. Could be an entire ocean full of organisms on this planet. And they're saying this is the closest. They're not saying definitively, but they're up in the odds by a lot that we are not alone in the universe.
Well, it's easy for me to believe, but as far as coming here, you said 124 light years?
Yeah.
That is 700 trillion miles.
Oh, for sure. By no means. And if these are little tiny water-based organisms, I don't know if they're going to get in their little tiny thumbnail spaceships and come on over here.
With their little glass globes over their head.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if we traveled as fast as we currently can humanly possibly travel, we couldn't get there in a lifetime.
But that's us.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily them.
They
just come shooting out of the water. One little push of their tentacles. They're just traveling at light speed.
Yeah, and it doesn't sound friendly. It sounds aggressive.
Do you think it sounds aggressive?
Yeah, I do. Especially if there's like 1 billion of these tiny little Martians with globes on their head.
And we know water won't hurt them, right?
Slim Whitman does.
Yeah.
Slim Whitman songs.
Slim Whitman.
Did you ever see Mars Attacks? That's how they killed the Martians. They played this Slim Whitman song. This kid and his grandma drove around town playing this Slim Whitman song over a loudspeaker.
It'll make their head explode.
And all their heads exploded.
I did not know that.
It's hilarious.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
You've never seen it?
I've not seen that.
It's a really good
It's
movie.
so funny.
Mid-90s.
Huge cast.
That's it, the green aliens with the like on a brain looking thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I know of it. I just
Jack Nicholson was the president. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jack Nicholson and Ed Manning, Jack Black, Danny DeVito, Glenn Close, Pierce Brosnan, Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a massive cast.
Do remember. So, what will come of this? They're going to do more research, but we may not be alone in the universe. 99.7 The Blitz. You know how when you've kind of got a plan laid out and then something happens and you got to kind of pivot real quick?
Yeah.
That happened this morning because I saw a story yesterday and I was so ready to talk about this story and how you would handle this particular situation. But then another story came up, kind of in the same subject matter. And so now it kind of pivoted to a would you rather.
Okay.
Because both of these scenarios take place on an airplane. And both are awful. And I'm very curious, Kelly, would you rather? Okay. This first story has made its round on TikTok, and it's a video of someone sitting probably like in the window seat. And she's got her camera turned to the woman who is sitting in the aisle seat. And the woman in the aisle seat is holding her shoe in her hand like a flip-flop. And she's like, hey, she's calling for a flight attendant. She's like, somebody better come get this kid, because in the aisleway is what looks like a 3-year-old holding a fork. The 3-year-old came running over and was stabbing the lady with the fork.
Whoa.
And the lady's like, somebody come get this kid. Take a listen.
She just talked over the floor. Find out. First, you don't around and find out. Excuse me. Where the flight attendant at? You saw her run up and stab you with the foot, right? I told you she's trying to stab me.
It's like a 3-year-old up and down the aisles. Apparently the parent or whoever had fallen asleep. And where the fork came from, no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, this child is stabbing a stranger with a fork. Like, yeah. I am most certainly going to be ready to... I don't know about a shoe.
That was the best part.
I don't know about a shoe, but I may cock back and right on the forehead. I may give that kid a thump on the forehead.
Flip.
Yep, just a little pop.
But she's holding that shoe up. She's like, I'm a whack. Somebody better stop me, kind of thing.
Like, control your kids.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Why isn't
bad.
that kid buckled in?
That's a good
3-year-old should be buckled in anyways. I don't know how I would handle that. So there's scenario number 1. Scenario number 2, this one, I don't know. Both of these are so bad. I'm not sure which was. This woman posted on TikTok. Take a listen to what happened to her.
A girl next to me and myself just got projectile vomited on a Delta flight. Not a long flight at all, but it was a little bit bumpy because of some rainy weather. We were literally minutes away from landing. It smelled like someone had burped, and it smelled like beer. And I had my headphones in. I was listening to music really loudly, so I did not hear this man vomit. The girl sitting next to me taps on my arm, and I look at her. She points at me, and I realize I have this man's vomit all over my left side. It was on my jacket. It was on my shirt. It was everywhere.
You just hear that just beer burp that comes up.
In what scenario are you ever choosing the vomit over a 3-year-old kid? That you got to choose the kid every time. Like, you have to say that is a scenario you would much rather deal with.
Oh, yes.
I don't want to get puked on. Ever.
I
will be stabbed in the thigh with a 3-year-old holding a fork.
Every single time, 100%.
Yes. I don't ever want somebody else's puke on me.
And it's got that, and it comes up to about Adam's apple level. Oh, God. It's just that verp right there.
Verp.
Just hanging out.
That is so gross. That is
800-821-9970. Yeah. Is anyone and if it's the smell of a beer verp and it's on me, I'm probably
on a long haul flight to Hawaii. That's what you're dealing with. No, thank you. Give me the 3-year-old.
I'm probably and why didn't it do they even have like the air sickness bags in the back of the seat anymore?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I think so.
How did you not grab that?
I feel like it must have been sudden. Like,
yeah, it just happened. Like,
it just came out.
One of those, because it was projectile, so it was just.
See, I don't remember a time ever where it just came out. I always get
really?
Yeah, I always get the extra saliva in the mouth, like you can feel it coming.
Oh.
Or the last few times where it was like, okay, I need this over with, and you just give yourself the finger.
Yep.
And you're like, I got to get this done and over with. There's no way.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I'll tell you what, last time it was after sushi, and that was awful.
Gross.
But there's been a couple times in the past where I had it where it just came out of nowhere. Yeah, just instantly.
And to top it off, it was in the shower, so the rice didn't go down the drain, so I had to sit there and like scoop it and clear everything out. I really hope you're eating breakfast right now. People are agreeing with you that the kid is the way to go.
Yeah, I can fight the kid off.
Plus, it's like you can entertain a kid. The kid's obviously bored and running around, and it's mayhem. But you can entertain a child. You can be like, "Hey, let's do something fun. Let's color on this, or let's." Whatever.
There's no way I'm entertaining someone else's kid.
Yeah, I would rather
way.
than if it will get him to stop stabbing me with a fork. I'd be like, let's play a game.
Or what you do is you snatch the fork out of the hand and stab him back.
Yeah, there you go.
Like that? Do you like that?
How about let's play a game? Let's find mom or dad.
Okay. All right. 800-821-9970. Would you rather? You taking a stab in the thigh and trying to hunt down the parents? And then are you getting, I don't know.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
I wouldn't say an altercation, but are you having a little conversation with the parents?
No.
No?
No.
You're just avoiding it altogether?
Not at all.
Are you letting the flight attendants do their job?
Because I'm pretty sure the parent would wake up and apologize and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'd be like, it's fine. It's totally fine. Parents are tired.
I don't know, but as far as the guy puking, Michael said, I'm beating that dude's ass for puking.
Oh, yeah.
There could be a little altercation there for sure. 800-821-9970 or 99-700. It's 99.7 The Blitz. Would you rather? Airplane edition. One woman has kind of gone viral because she's sitting in her aisle seat and what looks like a 3-year-old comes with a fork and starts stabbing her in the leg. The woman actually took her shoe off. And she's like, somebody better come get this kid. FAFO. Someone, where's the parents? Apparently the parents were asleep. Finally got a hold of the flight attendant who came over. What happened after that, I'm not sure. I have to assume the child was returned to its parents. But yeah, I would not be happy if some random 3-year-old came up and started stabbing me in my leg. However, even worse will be the woman who's on TikTok talking about how the drunk guy next to her projectile vomited all over her and her seatmate.
Ugh.
And Kelly, I'll just put it this way, pretty much everyone agrees with you. They're going to take the child over being puked on.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine a scenario where you would rather be puked on. I mean, I can't think of anything I would like less in this world.
There are very few things I would like less in this world than to have my clothes puked on. Because then you're in the airport, and if you check the bag, you got to go stand down there and wait for your bag before you can change your clothes.
Your whole day is you're smelling puke.
Yeah.
It's on you, and that's all you can think of.
That's true. And it's that alcohol puke, so it's got that extra stink to it.
Oh, God.
I don't know if I've ever seen you make these faces, Kelly.
Oh, it's so nasty.
It is pretty bad.
Gustavo said, I'd wonder why the kid picked me over the rest of the plane.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why me?
What is going on here? Why me? Here's a quick one for you. Now that we've seen Katy Perry, Gal King, Lauren Sanchez all go up into space, 31% of people said they would go. However, 55% of people, the majority of people still saying there's no way they would go to space, which I find fascinating. How could you not want to go to the edge of the atmosphere?
Easy. I never want to go to the edge of the atmosphere. Never. I like terra firma. I don't even want to go on a cruise. Like, I want to be on land.
You want solid ground.
Yep. I don't like it.
Do you not like to fly either?
I don't. I hate it.
Really?
Yeah, I hate it. I'll do it. It doesn't keep me from flying, but I don't like it. No. Why go to space? That is completely unnecessary.
For the experience? To see it?
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's not some experience I want, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. I would rather do a million other things than fly to the edge of space.
What about if you're there and you're on your space capsule with like 6 other people, and one of them projectile vomits, and it's just floating around in zero gravity, and it's just the bubble of you, or there's a little kid floating around in zero gravity
with a fork
coming at you with a fork.
I feel like you just sort of push the kid away.
Push the kid away. Although I will say this, I am jealous that they got to go. But Gayle King, I'm sorry, you are not an astronaut.
No, they are not.
Please don't call yourself an astronaut.
The whole thing sort of feels embarrassing, and I can't tell whether it's because I've seen all the billions of TikToks that have now been made about it, or, I can't remember when I felt embarrassed about this whole thing, but that's how I feel. When I look at those women trying to, talk about being scientists and astronauts, it's like, what did you do? And they're like, Gayle King was like, I hate it when people say I took a ride. I didn't take a ride. You don't tell a man who went up in space that he took a ride. And okay, Gayle. What, you did take a ride. This was a ride on the Blue Origin.
Yeah, you weren't even in space.
You weren't pushing any buttons, or you weren't throwing any levers. You didn't even do a science experiment for the 11 minutes you were up there.
It was a super extreme high altitude roller coaster. Yeah. You went way up and you floated and then you came down.
But there are people who are angry about it.
Yeah, I don't feel angry about it.
I don't get that. I'm like, why do you care? It didn't cost tax dollars.
I just don't like it. You think that I should feel like this was important. What you did, you want me to consider it an important event in our lives. I don't care.
I mean, I think it's interesting or cool that it's kind of a next step forward to what's the word I'm looking for? Citizen space travel. Yeah. I think that's exciting. That maybe someday us regular folk may be able to head off to space. For someone like me, obviously not for you, Kelly.
I feel like if you want to know how hair extensions do at the edge of space, that was a good flight for that.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
In the wake of the deadly shooting at Florida State University yesterday, we're finding out more about the alleged gunman, the stepson of a local sheriff's deputy. At least 2 people were killed, 6 others injured when shots were fired near FSU's student union. Officers shot the suspect on campus. He is hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. He's identified as 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner. He's the stepson of a county sheriff's deputy named Jessica Eichner. Authorities say Phoenix had access to one of his stepmother's personal weapons, which was found at the scene. Now, what we know is that this kid has not had a great life. It's no excuse whatsoever. But apparently he was in the middle of a giant custody battle when he was 10 years old. His mom sort of stole him and took him to Norway in 2015. Wow. And at the time, he was being treated for several health issues, including a growth hormone disorder and ADHD. And no doctors in Norway. But the mom took him over there. She did return him within that same year and was arrested. So he's had some trauma and at least some physical issues.
But I thought the mom was the sheriff's deputy.
That's the stepmom.
Oh, stepmom. Okay,
yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the mom was the one who took him to Norway. So,
gotcha.
Luigi Mantione has been indicted on 4 federal counts by a grand jury in New York in the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The indictment means that the federal grand jury found probable cause to charge Mangione in the December murder. The charges include 2 counts of stalking and a firearms count. The charges make Mangione eligible for the death penalty. Meanwhile, his fundraiser, the fundraiser that somebody made for him, is just shy of $1 million for his legal defense. Yep. No more faking injuries on the field for college football players. The NCAA Playing Rules Oversight Panel has given final approval to a rule designed to discourage football players from faking injuries to stop the game clock. Beginning this season, if medical personnel go onto the field to evaluate a player with an apparent injury after the ball is spotted for the next play, then that player's team will be charged a timeout. If the team does not have timeouts remaining, there will be a 5-yard delay of game penalty.
Wow.
Assessed.
Interesting.
And that starts this coming season.
But how do they know?
Yeah.
After the ball is placed.
Yes.
Okay, so
it's not during the play that the
Right.
person was injured. All of a sudden they flopped.
Right.
After it's set for the next play.
I'd be very curious to see
This is
comparable notes between, let's call it, the last 5 years and next year, and to see if there is a change in how many quote-unquote injuries take place after the ball is spotted. Because I'm sure it was used every so often as a game tactic to slow the game down. You need time to do this or that.
Yeah, oops,
so
too many
fall
men
down.
on the field. Oops,
Yeah,
delay
fall
a
down.
game. Better fall down real
Right.
quick. Yeah.
So I'm curious to see if there's a big change in terms of how many injuries take place.
Yeah.
And whether or not this rule was needed or not.
Yeah, that would be interesting. All right, those are your 3 things.
You know, competition is a way of life. It's been around since the beginning of time. You know, used to be back in the day, you had to compete if you wanted to eat. You were competing with other people to catch animals. As we progressed as a people, it changed to sport, and we would compete in sports and strongman competitions, and it has evolved into now intelligence competitions. They've got, like, you know, math. What are they called? Mathletes and things like that.
In the know.
All kinds of. We compete when it comes to food, both making and eating food. Name another competition, Kelly.
I mean, American Idol.
Yeah, we compete with our voices and our dancing, our talents.
Have you ever been to a fair where they have the lumberjack contests? Yeah, those are pretty cool.
Jousting and knights did it back in the day. You can still see it at the Renaissance Fair. All kinds of competitions. Well, there's one that has been around for a couple years now, and it's making its way back here in exactly 1 month, Saturday, May 17th. If you want to take the 4-hour road trip up to Lansing, Michigan, up to Deja Vu, the very popular gentleman's club. Well,
no.
I'll let the owner speak for himself.
Entry requirements for the 2025 Prettiest Butthole in Michigan competition have changed. We will be doing resting anal pressure testing prior to the event. If your resting anal pressure isn't between 0.077 and 1.55 psi, you will be immediately disqualified for the safety of our judges and patrons. You're just a nasty To the woman from Canada that sent me her submission last night. You have the nicest butthole I've ever seen. I have never seen that many spokes on a butthole. We have a record, guys, 24 spokes. You bitches have some competition. We'll see you May 17th at Deja Vu Showgirls in Lansing, Michigan. Ground Zero, home of the world's largest pageant, butt bash, whatever the you want to call it, guys. The prettiest butthole in Michigan competition.
Do they let dudes in?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I want to punch that guy.
$2,000 in cash and prizes to be giving away.
You're the prettiest in the whole state? That's it?
I mean, how much is a pretty butthole worth? I don't know.
I have no idea either.
I want to know. Apparently, you have to submit. You know, if you want to, you submit. You have to pre-submit, and then they're going to select the finalists for you to get into the competition. And he mentioned how the woman from Canada, had the prettiest butthole with 27 or 24 spokes. Did he sit there on his computer and go 1,
I'm guessing
2, 3, and count the?
Were they like
spokes?
perfect symmetry all the way around?
Right.
You know.
I mean, I have to assume so. That's what makes it just the prettiest butthole I've ever seen. So.
This turns my stomach. Like, I want to take out a restraint.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Order so you don't ever bring this up again. It's so gross. It's so gross.
I completely agree with you. I am not going to the prettiest butthole competition, but obviously they've got celebrity judges.
I'd rather do that than get puked on a plane.
I mean, okay.
I'll take the puke. This is the one scenario where I take the puke.
You're taking the puke?
Yes.
You wouldn't go.
I am not staring into the devil's eyeball multiple times. to make some type of judgment.
You are not going to be a celebrity judge for the prettiest butthole competition.
You could not pay me to do that. You couldn't pay me to do it.
Pay me to be a judge.
Now, I did
you can
have
puke
to...
on me all day long. That's the one scenario where I pick the puke.
I did have to look it up in case you were wondering about the actual resting anal pressure is a thing. Normal resting.
Like a tire?
Basically, yeah. 40 to 60 mmHgs is normal resting. Basically, I think they're concerned about things falling out.
Right.
Or you got to have a tight enough...
It needs to be tight, yeah.
A tight enough balloon knot where things aren't just going to...
They said for the safety of their judges.
Yeah! They don't want their judges to get pink eye when they're all up in there, and it's just like...
This is the worst thing I've ever heard. Oh, my gosh. My stomach hurts. My stomach hurts, and it's not just from the 8 Butterfingers I ate yesterday.
You can't win if it's all loosey-goosey. It's got to be a dirty penny, not a dirty quarter.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, it's got to be a nice and... Just a like it's got to be one piece of bubble yum, not the entire Big League Chew pack.
Exactly.
That's there. Yeah. All right, go visit if you want. May 18th up to Deja Vu in Lansing and the prettiest butthole competitions. 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
In the wake of the deadly shooting at Florida State University yesterday, we're finding out more about the alleged gunman, the stepson of a local sheriff's deputy. At least 2 people were killed, 6 others injured when shots were fired near FSU's student union. Officers shot the suspect on campus. He is hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. He's identified as 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner. He's the stepson of a county sheriff's deputy named Jessica Eichner. Authorities say Phoenix had access to one of his stepmother's personal weapons, which was found at the scene. Now, what we know is that this kid has not had a great life. It's no excuse whatsoever. But apparently he was in the middle of a giant custody battle when he was 10 years old. His mom sort of stole him and took him to Norway in 2015. Wow. And at the time, he was being treated for several health issues, including a growth hormone disorder and ADHD. He had no doctors in Norway. But the mom took him over there. She did return him within that same year and was arrested. So he's had some trauma and at least some physical issues.
But I thought the mom was the sheriff's deputy.
That's the stepmom.
Oh, stepmom. Okay,
yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the mom was the one who took him to Norway. So,
gotcha.
Luigi Mantione has been indicted on 4 federal counts by a grand jury in New York in the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The indictment means that the federal grand jury found probable cause to charge Mangione in the December murder. The charges include 2 counts of stalking and a firearms count. The charges make Mangione eligible for the death penalty. Meanwhile, his fundraiser, or the fundraiser that somebody made for him, is just shy of $1 million for his legal defense. Yep. No more faking injuries on the field for college football players. The NCAA Playing Rules Oversight Panel has given final approval to a rule designed to discourage football players from faking injuries to stop the game clock. Beginning this season, if medical personnel go onto the field to evaluate a player with an apparent injury after the ball is spotted for the next play, then that player's team will be charged a timeout. If the team does not have timeouts remaining, there will be a 5-yard delay of game penalty.
Wow.
Assessed.
Interesting.
And that starts this coming season.
But how do they know?
Yeah.
After the ball is placed.
Yes.
Okay, so
it's not during the play that
Right.
the person was injured. All of a sudden they flopped.
Right.
After it's set for the next play.
I'd be very curious to see comparable notes between, let's call it, the last 5 years and next year, and to see if there is a change in how many quote-unquote injuries take place after the ball is spotted. Because I'm sure it was used every so often as a game tactic to slow the game down. You need time to do this or that.
Yeah, oops,
so
too many men on the field. Oops, delay a game. Better fall down real quick. Yeah.
So I'm curious to see if there's a big change in terms of how many injuries take place.
Yeah.
And whether or not this rule was needed or not.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. All right, those are your 3 things.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, let's get to a couple of real quick, not so breaking news stories, including a man who has been expelled from a sports stadium before it ever officially opened. This takes place overseas in Everton, where the Everton football team, as we know it as soccer, has opened a new stadium. However, like a lot of stadiums, or like a lot of new seasons, they did kind of like a preview, and they had like special food items and things that are going to be happening at the stadium. And each stop basically had like a donation box. And it said suggested donation for the food you're about to take.
Okay.
And it does say suggestion. However, I guess over there it's more of kind of like on the honor system, like pay as you go. They kind of expect you to pay. And this man made a stop at just about every food stop you can make. Didn't leave one donation at all. He has now been expelled from ever attending a game there. They're like, you can't even support us at all? You just show up for all the free stuff?
That's on them. You can't call it a donation. You have to say suggested payment. Suggested payment. A donation implies that it's your choice as to whether to give money.
Okay.
And he chose not to.
Even if there's kind of an unwritten rule.
No, you're definitely a jerk. But also, you haven't broken a law.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's move on to white dog poo.
What is this now?
You remember white dog poo back in the day?
Yeah, when you've let the dog poop sit there in the blazing hot sun and it turns white.
Right. However, it has a lot less to do about that because now, think back in recent memory, when's the last time you saw white dog poo?
Yeah.
Now, granted, hopefully we have gotten better as a society in picking up our poo, as you should, and not leaving it everywhere. But you just don't see it anymore.
Now I see the white goose poop.
Right. No, not that. No, straight up dog poo. White dog poo. In fact, if you ever saw the movie Step Brothers, you remember they actually made him lick the white dog poo. Yeah. It was a thing. But now, a doctor in Australia has kind of figured out why. And she says that back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, dog poo, white dog poo was very common. Because we have now upgraded our dogs' diets. We don't see it as much anymore because it would turn white when the diet consisted of things high in calcium. And back in those days, dogs were eating a lot more bones, they were getting more table scraps, and commercial pet dog food had a lot more bone meal in it. Oh. So now that we have upgraded our dog's food, you see it all over the place, fresh pet and refrigerated dog food. And dog food that is actually real food, ground up chicken, things like that. It's not just the leftover stuff that you get, in the bag anymore. And so she says that because of this better diet, dog poo, white dog poo is kind of a thing of the past.
Oh, isn't that nice? We're caring for our dogs.
Do you do that? Do you get the expensive?
Buddy, we spend so much on dog food every month. We do the farmer's dog, and so it comes frozen in a big box once a month, and 3/4 of our freezer is taken up with dog food.
But it's basically like real food.
Real food.
Moses
he's
a prince.
It's human grade food. You take a package out a day, it defrosts, and
have you ever eaten it before?
No, I haven't. I don't like the smell of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it like, chicken and peas or something like that?
No, we do beef and we do pork. Those are the two he likes. So, yeah.
The only thing I stepped up on when I had my bulldog was I would scramble an egg every morning. She would not eat. Like, once I started doing it, she would stomp her feet if she didn't get her scrambled egg for breakfast mixed in her food.
I think that's pretty healthy.
Yeah.
Even, crunched up egg shells are good for dogs.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I crack up when I see these TikTok videos of these dogs that are getting full duck heads and a chicken liver and 3 quail eggs and
the
a pound of raw diet.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's insane.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what. Every time I watch a video, I get anxiety. I'm waiting for that dog to choke because they chew on the neck bone, and then all of a sudden it's like, and I'm like, oh, you got to chew that more, man. You can't just be swallowing whole like that. Not good. And in case you didn't know, you can give them raw bone. They can eat that. It's when you cook the bone that they start getting they talk about shrapnel in the intestines and things like that. So if you're going to give them something like a raw diet, make sure it's raw because they can chew through that bone. Yeah. That's what they're made to do. Just don't cook the bone. Just putting it out there. There you go. It's your Not So Breaking News, 99.7 The Blitz. Hey, welcome to your Friday. Whole lot going on. I've got your entire weekend planned for you. What you do is you get home from work, you rest up, you have some dinner, you do a little pre-party, and then you join us at Pastimes Bar in Grandview from 7 to 8 because I'm going to be hanging out tonight. It is another stop for the Tour to the Temple presented by Buckeye City Motorsports. Get yourself those 4-day stadium GA passes we're going to give away at 8 o'clock. The earlier you get there, the more chances you have to get registered. And hopefully you'll be walking away with those tickets and, of course, get qualified for that Stone Temple, Sonic Temple themed guitar from Bud Light as well. And then you hang out, you have a good time, you go home, you get some rest, you get your yard work done and things you got to get done tomorrow night. And then you join us at the Newport Music Hall tomorrow night to check out Bobaflex. What's up, guys?
Yeah. What's up?
Yes, in studio, Marty and Shaun from Bobaflex. Thank you so much for coming by on a Friday morning.
Thanks for having us.
I hope you didn't have a gig last night. We pulled you out of bed early?
We just
rehearsed late.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were good.
You still do the rehearsing, even though you've been at it forever, and you're ready for your show.
Yep.
You still do practice on your off nights?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Really?
Uh-huh.
Is it all about practicing a new set? You trying out a new song? Just keep it up on things?
I think it's the joy of playing music.
Okay.
Everybody's in different states, so we got to kind of get together, brush up a little bit.
Yeah.
We might bring out a deep cut. So
Okay, yeah.
So we're like, I forgot what I said on this song.
I guess that even though you've performed it a ton, if you don't perform it for a while, you're like, oh wait, we gotta back.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
In the swing of things.
Does it go here? Does it go? Where does that go?
And in the old songs, what you were telling us earlier about your comedian days, if you already know something, but if you think about it before you sing it, because you've done it so many times, then you trick yourself mentally and like, wait a second, what do I say?
Right,
you psych yourself out. Yeah.
Or almost like what's that we talked about before? What's the Mandela effect? Where you think you said something, you're like, well, wait, no, that wasn't the lyric. It was this one. I swear it was this one. No, it was this one. Yeah, I could totally, absolutely see that for sure. Does it start off when everyone gets together? I would just think that maybe rehearsal or practice would start almost like a jam session. Like you would play like someone else's song just to get the fingers warmed up. Let's bust out a little Guns N' Roses or something just to get the fingers twiddling and stuff.
Yeah, usually it's just a bunch of stories and
jokes.
And then I have to say, hey, we should probably play these songs.
We've been here for about an hour. Yeah. We should probably start doing something.
What's next?
Well, okay, so you did the practice and stuff. What can people expect tomorrow night at the Newport Music Hall?
Pure sexual heat.
Is that how you describe your shows?
I think so, yeah. It's pretty good, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Well, I tell you one thing they're going to get is the new Shaun's Hollywood look over here. What is this?
This is Shaun on the Run.
Is that what it is? Dude, you guys watch Yellowstone?
Yeah.
You look just like Rip.
I'll take that.
You do. He looks just like Rip from Yellowstone.
Like
with that.
50, like thousands of 50-year-old women now in Columbus just went,
thick. Thick. I've got nothing against Marty whatsoever. Met him 5 minutes ago. I think he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like Rip. Come on.
No, not Marty. Shaun.
Oh, Shaun. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You only met me 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's true. I met him 5 minutes ago. Shaun. Okay. Shaun doesn't look.
He does.
What?
He does. Look, pull him up.
I'm pulling up Rip right now. Have you gotten that before?
When my beard's not dyed like a magician's, I'll get Chuck Norris from older women at Kroger's will tell me I look like Chuck Norris.
It was either that.
I can see a little bit.
Either that or he's getting in the Ryan Day lookalike contest.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Okay, I can see it a little bit. But I'll tell you this though, you are a thinner man than he is. He's got kind of a pumpkin head.
Yeah, he's a
Rip
big
has
dude.
got a little bit of a pumpkin head. Yeah. You're definitely a slimmer look, which is good.
A slimmer Rip.
For sure. Thank you, sir.
And Rip's wife is the toughest woman on earth.
Right on.
Beth.
Oh, Beth.
Beth is ridiculous.
I don't like her. I don't like her. She's annoying. What? How do you guys? Yeah, if you're on the road and stuff, what are you guys doing to kill time? Are you watching the shows? Are you listening to other bands?
Wizard Bets.
Wizard Bets, yeah.
Wizard Bets.
Okay, time out. Please.
Would you like to?
I have to know
So you get
what Wizard Bets is.
You get $15 million, but every night from 10 p.m. a wizard gives you that money tax free. The government doesn't know about it. For 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. you are a Labrador for the rest of your life, almost like a werewolf, except you're just a house dog. If you get out, I mean, you do dog stuff. You can think like yourself, but you're attracted to cars and peeing on things, and also attracted to female dogs. You don't know why, but you're you in your head, but you're still a dog. So whoever's over that bet, like your wife or whatever, they got to make sure you don't get out.
Hold on, I am so confused right now.
All right, so wait, you get the money,
You get the
but
money.
you have
You
to
get
be
the
a
money,
dog.
but then the wizard lets you know up front the curse. And
Okay.
as soon as you take the money from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., you are a Labrador all night long. You can take a nap, you can get up, you can run around the yard. I would suggest you don't get out very much, because what if, as a Labrador, you get the neighbor's dog pregnant?
Or you get hit by a car.
Or you get hit by all kinds of stuff.
You mean like right when you're turning back into a human? Like
So
whatever you're doing at
that's
the
just
time as a
one-
dog.
that's your scenario.
That's just one bet.
Okay, so the $15 million, and then you come up with your own wizard bet.
See, here's one.
Okay.
$15 million.
Uh-huh.
But you have a lizard foot. Just one of your...
Up to the knee.
Up to the knee.
Up to the knee is a
Scaly,
lizard foot.
yeah, clawed out.
Shed.
All the time.
Yes.
So not just 10 p.m.
Forever.
to 6 a.m. Forever.
Yeah.
For $15 million.
Would you do it?
Oh, $15 million for a lizard foot. Probably.
Is it cool looking?
It's a lizard foot.
It's a lizard foot.
It's a little sightly.
You got a web. You got a web.
It's great.
foot?
You got to clip the claws and everything.
Yeah.
You can mess someone up.
Yeah, see, no, I'm absolutely taking the $15 million
right?
because not only are you getting the $15 million, but you are going to make so much more on the media tour as the man with the lizard foot.
Yeah.
People are going to bring you out. People are going to pay to talk to you. You could write about, you could sell a book, My Life with Lizard Foot.
Or it could totally backfire and you're just a lonely guy with a lizard foot and $15 million by yourself.
I don't know. There are women that would do it for the plot.
Yeah.
There are absolutely women that would do it for the plot.
Wizard comes to you $2 million for 1 year, guy or girl. A guy, you have a vagina, a working vagina for 1 year, and then it goes away for 1.5. And a woman,
Wait, you
vagina
went from
goes
2
away.
to 1.5.
So this one, sorry, $2 million.
$2 million. Uh-huh.
For 1 year, you have a vagina, and it works, and you got to tend to it, all that stuff. And then for women, your vagina goes away, and you have a set of testicles and a penis for 1 year for $2 million.
Wait. Well, the answer is yes.
Absolutely.
100% yes. I think the most aggravating thing would have to deal with Ampflow every month. That would be. I don't know how women do it.
Also,
I think it's amazing. You guys are so much better than us.
You could finally put to rest if the female orgasm exists or not.
But I would also.
I'm never leaving the house.
You'd have to have someone else.
I was going to say, first thing I do is let's work this bad boy, see what it does.
You'd have to have someone else show you that it works because you don't know how to do it.
Kelly, you have no input here? Come on.
I mean, I'm just not taking any of these bets. I'll just be poor.
See, but you can answer the question because I know the answer. Does sex feel better to a man or a woman? And it's clearly a woman. Do you ever have like an itch in your ear?
Well, that depends on the man.
Well, no. Have you ever had an itch in your ear? What do? You stick your finger in and wiggle around. What feels better, your finger or your ear? Definitely your ear. 100%.
I like that.
I'm telling you. So.
I'm using that.
Strange take, but makes sense.
I'm telling you, it's a fact. That's all there is. I like wizard bets. I'm gonna start doing these wizard bets.
It's fun.
Here's another fun one you can do that I saw a while ago. Vic, I say we put it to the test right now. Okay?
Oh, God.
This is how it works. You don't have any tattoos, do you, Vic?
Nope.
Okay. Here's the bet. All right. What is the chance? What are the chances that you allow me to draw your first tattoo? 0 to what? What are the chances? Give me 0 to what? Give me a number.
0.
No, 0 to what? What are the chances? You have to pick a number. What are the chances? 0 to what?
1.
All right.
I'm not letting you draw a tattoo on me.
You are not following. So then the bet would be an astronomical number, like 1,000, right?
Okay.
There's a 1,000, 0 to 1,000. Now here's the deal. Marty's going to count down 3, 2, 1. You have to name a number between 0 and 1,000.
Okay.
If I say the exact same number you do, then you have to let me draw your tattoo. It's the odds game.
Okay,
what are the odds?
I love it.
What are the odds?
Let's do it.
Ready?
All right, so you and I are going to say a number at the exact same time, from 0 to 1,000.
Yep.
And if you are the same number,
you have to let me draw your tattoo.
Okay.
That's the odd. What are the odds? That's the odds game. All right.
Are you ready?
Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
436.
Oh man.
It's close.
But what you do is the greater the extreme, the bigger the number is.
So that's why you were asking me to give the
correct. What are the
now
odds?
I get it.
Yes. What are the odds?
I get it.
So you lay down a bet.
Yeah.
Like, what are the chances you take 3 shots of Fireball in a row? And I got 3 shots of Fireball right here. And you're like, oh, what are the odds? I don't know, like 50.
Yeah.
And they do it, but if you get the exact same number.
So now we're
you
going
gotta
0
do it.
to 50.
Right.
Okay.
And you only name a number between 0 and 50. It's the odds game.
Well, it's
I say
pretty close.
Say we start laying down some bets.
I like pretty close. You almost had a tattoo.
But I was looking for a tattoo. Tomorrow night, it is going to be an amazing time. Newport Music Hall, Bobaflex, of course, you've got your friends Broken Habits, Atessa, This Day Forever, and Electric Dream Machine are all going to be there as well. Doors at 6 p.m. Tickets are $25. However, we still have a pair of tickets to give away. So let's do that right now. You want to help out give a pair of tickets?
I would love to.
I figured, I read a little history and come to find out that Bobaflex wasn't the first choice for the band name. You actually wanted to go with Boba Fett, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We didn't want the crushing power of Lucasfilm.
I was going to say, I don't know why you couldn't. That seems strange that you couldn't just go with Boba Fett, but I get it. So we're going to play Boba Fett or Bobaflex. All right? I have got a whole bunch of characters from Star Wars, and I've got some actual bands. These are real bands and real characters from Star Wars. You can decipher between the two. We're going to get you a pair of tickets to see Bobaflex tomorrow night at Newport Music Hall. 800-821-9970 if you want to play. You want to go straight through? Oh, we got time. Okay, let's go straight through. Sure enough. All right, who's this? Blitz, good morning. Hello?
Yeah, this is Thomas.
Thomas. All right, Thomas, what's going on, man?
Oh, man, just chilling down here in the hills of Mohegan.
Very nice. You want to go check out Bobaflex tomorrow night at Newport Music Hall?
I do. My fiance loves them.
Oh, well, who's your fiance? Who's your fiance? What's her name?
Her name is Sarah. She's a mental health therapist from Columbus.
Nice.
Very nice.
We're going to need to meet her.
I was going to say, can you say hi to Sarah real quick? Yeah. They might need some help.
Yeah, talk about some wizard bets.
You're right.
Oh, yeah. She got my mind right in order.
There we go. All right, Thomas, here we go. Bobaflex or Boba Fett. I'm going to give you a name, and it is either a character from Star Wars, which would be Boba Fett, or it is an actual band, and the answer would be Bobaflex. So here we go. Your first one, Droopy McCool. Droopy McCool. Is that Bobaflex or Boba Fett?
Bobaflex.
Incorrect answer. No, that is actually a character from Star Wars.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. And I'm a Star Wars lunatic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Second chance.
Chance.
Here we go. All right, let's go with this one. King Kai. King Kai. Is that Bobaflex or Boba Fett?
I think it sounds like a cool band name, so I'm going to say Bobaflex.
That is the correct answer. King Kai is a band. Yes,
You are correct, sir.
all right, here we go. Let's go with Tarkin. Tarkin. Is that Bobaflex or Boba Fett?
Hey, won't I go with what Bobaflex thinks?
You're going to use a lifeline action.
Sean.
Boba Fett.
You saying Boba Fett? Mm-hmm. That is the correct answer, yes. Wasn't he like a general or something?
Yeah.
He was like in the first series of movies. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's try another one. Okay. Bobaflex or Boba Fett? Throne Crusher. Throne Crusher. Bobaflex or Boba Fett?
Bobaflex.
That is the correct answer, Bobaflex.
Oh. Yes.
Doing all right. Okay. Let's see. Let's go with.
There's a lot of questions, dude.
Yeah, man.
Let's go with.
Glad I smoked.
Yeah, no doubt.
Scissor Punch. Scissor Punch. Bobaflex or Boba Fett?
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my. Bobaflex.
Incorrect answer. No, that's Boba Fett. That is a Star Wars character.
What? From what?
Really?
Where?
Did you know that, Sean?
It's probably an obscure character just standing around in the background.
It's like, it's one of those background characters
right.
in what?
The Cantina or something?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay.
In one of the offshoot Andor TV shows or something. All right, let's just do one more. One more here.
This is it. This is for all the glory.
Dexter Jetster. Bobaflex or Boba Fett?
That's a band for sure. That's Bobaflex.
No, that's Boba Fett. That is another
Wow. That is crazy.
But you know what, Thomas? We'll get you hooked up anyway.
You win the tickets anyway.
We're going to send you to see Bobaflex tomorrow night. Newport Music Hall. Tickets are at AXS.com right now. Doors open at 6. You can get your tickets for $20 or $25. Hang on, Thomas. We'll get you hooked up. Marty, Sean, thank you so much.
That was a cool game. That was tough.
We'll have a little fun. Figured if we got you here, why not?
Yeah.
Cannot wait to see you tomorrow night. I was online watching some of your videos. It's going to be a rocket show.
It's going to be cool.
For sure. Absolutely. Get your tickets now. AXS.com. I know Thick and I will see you out there.
Yep.
Kelly, you going to come join us and stay out late?
Why not?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Can he introduce with me?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Great.
Do a little comedy set.
Oh, a little 5-minute set beforehand. Band's getting ready backstage.
There you go, man. You wanted an open mic. Here's your open mic.
Get our drummer out and do the...
Oh, give me a little rim shot after every punchline? Yeah. What did the three-legged dog say to the bar?
To the bar?
Oh, wait. What did the...
No.
What did the three-legged dog say to the... Yeah, to
the bartender?
The gong just got hit.
Yeah. I'm looking for the man that shot my paw. No.
No, there's no nothing.
No,
for that.
nothing. No.
Come on.
Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night at Newport Music Hall, 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
One member of the Wagner family convicted in the Pike County massacre wants a new trial. Attorney for George Wagner IV says his client's trial was unfair. The lawyer made the case yesterday before Ohio's 4th District Court of Appeals. In 2022, the 34-year-old Wagner was convicted on 8 counts of murder in the 2016 killing of the Rodin family, and he was sentenced to life without parole. His mother and brother also convicted, while his father is awaiting trial. In an upscale neighborhood in the Cleveland suburb of Westlake, 66-year-old Tom Kess and his family have a gorgeous home. He is a local business owner. He's owned Angelo's Pizza for nearly 45 years. And you'd think upstanding citizen, right? He's got his family, beautiful home, sure a nice life. His neighbors are like, what is happening inside this house? In the past 10 years, police have been called to this man's home 38 times.
What?
This week, early Tuesday morning, police had to call for SWAT assistance. Apparently, neighbors heard screaming, broken glass. A woman ran next door to the home next door for help, saying she'd been stabbed. All right? And this neighbor was interviewed and said, yeah, that's not the first time a woman has run to my house for help from this guy's home. It's the second time in 6 months this has happened.
Well, that's not good.
No, I mean, what a nightmare of a neighbor situation. You probably think maybe you'd be immune once you're past a certain income level, a certain status. You're in the rich neighborhood in Westlake, and you're probably not dealing with SWAT calls all the time. Not in this neighborhood. Anyway, with this latest incident, 3 women were charged. They did question the homeowner, Tom Kess, but he was not arrested. And, like I said, 38 times the police have been called to this home in the past 10 years. The police have never been called to my home.
I'm packing up
years.
and moving. There's no way. I'm finding a new place.
Oh, what a nightmare.
Yeah. I've been lucky. I've never had a terrible neighbor situation.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've had, not the most perfect, but nothing where it was like we were fighting or anything like that. I couldn't imagine. That'd be the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not fun. Many of the Columbus Recreation and Parks Department community centers are hosting egg hunts tomorrow if you're looking for one. At least 10 of the facilities are inviting neighborhood kids to show up for some springtime fun. Details on all the gatherings can be found at columbusrecparks.com. The Columbus Southeast Lions Easter egg hunt will also happen at Schiller Park tomorrow, starting at 9:30 a.m.
How many of your Monday morning news reports are going to be about fights that broke out at Easter egg hunts?
Oh, I hope none, but I don't know. Maybe it'll add spice to the season.
They happen.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, they're Easter eggs. You're not supposed to be fighting over the candies that are inside those plastic Easter eggs.
Yeah, but some of them have dollar bills, and man, I'll throw a punch for a dollar bill egg. At least I did when I was young. And like bowling over little kids.
And if you're having
Kelly will fight a kid.
If you're having a big Easter egg hunt at your house, make sure that you go out and make the adults all bring a 6-pack so you can hide them and do
an adult Easter egg hunt.
Adult Easter egg hunt.
I love it.
Yeah, everyone brings a different kind. Then you get a nice little random 6-pack for you to try a bunch of new stuff. Just saying, it's a fun way to keep the adults entertained.
Very fun.
Yeah.
All right, those are your 3 things.
It's Friday. You might be coming out tonight and trying to win yourself some Sonic Temple tickets to Pastimes Bar and Grill, where I'm going to be from 7 to 8. You might be going to Bobaflex tomorrow night at Newport Music Hall. You might have a first date. You might be hanging out, look across the room, lock eyes, and just feel that instant connection. And who knows what could happen.
You might celebrate on Sunday.
You might celebrate on Sunday. Yeah, absolutely. You can celebrate on Sunday.
Because it's 420.
It is. Yep, absolutely.
Oh, it's also Easter, isn't it?
Yeah, that too. Might have a friend with benefits over. But good news. Good news. In case any of those scenarios happen and you catch yourself some super gonorrhea, there is now a pill for super gonorrhea. You should know that Geptotekin. They have found certain strains of gonorrhea that have been resistant to medicine. But now, thanks to science, it looks like super gonorrhea is nothing more than regular gonorrhea.
Well, good. That's good. That's good news.
That is very good news.
Great for those who
thanks
have an
to
issue.
Science. You know, in case you catch a case of the clap, then yes, Geptotekin is now going to be available to help you out. So feel free. If like I said, if you're out and about this weekend, you lock eyes across the room, you feel that instant connection.
Yeah, no worries.
You feel that burning in your soul. It's no longer just the gonorrhea. Now it really could be real feelings that are burning inside of you. Enjoy 997 The Blitz.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
Yeah, let's make you a little bit smarter than you were when you woke up this morning. Maybe you can use some of these as like a pickup line, break the ice when you're out and about this weekend. Maybe if you're going to Bobaflex tomorrow night, you can just scream it into someone's ear as the band is playing. Works every time. Like, hey, did you know every ounce of water you drink burns 1 calorie? That's a fact.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
So if you're trying to lose some weight, start chugging that water, burn 1 calorie at a time.
I must be eating too much because I drink a lot of water.
Yeah, right? Doesn't seem to be working. The company Nokia was named after a city, Nokia, Finland, but it's no longer based there. So now they're just stuck with the name of a place they're no longer working out of. Australia comes from the Latin word australis, which means southern. It got that name because an explorer in the late 1700s said that it was impossible that there would be any land further south than this. Of course, this was before Antarctica had ever been discovered, so, yeah.
Yeah, and the Earth was flat, too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Since Easter is based on the vernal equinox, it can only fall on any day between March 22nd and April 25th. So Easter has been on 4/20 just 3 times in the past 95 years, but they happen to all be pretty recent.
Yeah.
2003, 2014, and of course this year. And I specifically remember 2003 because that is the most. How do I put this? The most in the out of my mind. We'll put it that way.
The highest you've ever been.
Okay, there's the way to put it.
Well, I mean,
I was trying to be delicate with the situation.
well, I mean, what, you know.
I had a
It's legal. It's okay.
I had a girlfriend at the time who used to get together on 420 and smoke with her friends, and I was like, I'll go. I don't really smoke that much, but they had one of those like 6-foot bongs that someone else actually had to pull for you.
Community bong.
Yeah, man, I couldn't pick up the TV remote. I'm sitting there trying to grip the TV remote, and I couldn't close my hand. I was so mad. I mean, I told her to call 911.
Oh, no.
And she refused. And then I picked up my phone to call on my own, and she goes, no, I'll take you to the hospital.
I think we're dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And she goes, let me just take you home. Just rest for a minute. Just rest. I said, all right. So I went to go rest. She goes, if you feel like this in 45 minutes, I'll take you back to the hospital. I said, okay.
Oh, my God.
So I was laying down in bed. She called a friend of hers to say that everything's fine. We didn't go to the hospital. She comes back in the bedroom, and she's holding a plate. I was like, what do you got there? I was all irritated. She goes, I'm having a piece of cake. Yeah, I was like, give me a bite of cake. Took a bite of cake, and I was like, that's really good effing cake. She said, you have the munchies. Lay down and shut up.
So you were just hangry.
Yeah, pretty
Is that
much.
it?
Pretty much.
I was going to say, I'm never smoking with you if that's what I'm going to get.
No, that's not what it is now. But back in 2003, boy.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Well, maybe sometimes you know everybody's got their limit. I'm a lightweight. I get it.
And finally, if you do happen to have yourself and partake on 420, then maybe you can have a discussion about this to impress all your friends. Once everyone has done what they're going to do, once they've had their edibles and it kicks in, or you've taken your couple of rips, bust out this piece of information. Penguins have knees.
I didn't even think they had legs.
And that's a fact. Their legs look super short because most of their leg bones are covered in feathers, but they actually do have knees. So,
okay. And they bend, I'm assuming.
I would have to think so.
That's what a knee does, right?
So just, bust that one out after everyone's just chilling. You got Led Zeppelin playing in the background. Just be like, hey, did you know if penguins have knees? Your old tip for the weekend. Learning you some stuff on a Friday morning, 99.7 The Blitz.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.